Hi, grade 9s. I'm Mrs. Reed. I should be a new face. I don't think I've taught any of you before. And obviously I'm not there in class with you, but I will be back on Friday. So right now I'm isolating until Thursday, but I will be back with you Friday. So you guys will only have one class without me this week. I'm going to try to video myself as much as possible so that you're not confused about anything. But essentially in this video, I'm just going to go through with you the class expectations and the syllabus, which you should have at this point in time. It's also on Google Classroom as well. If your parents want to take a look at the class syllabus, it's there for them to look at. Okay, so welcome to grade 9 religion. My name is Mrs. Reed, like I said. If you ever need to email me, if you're missing for school for a day and you want to know what we're doing, first check Google Classroom, then email me. Okay, but there's my email right there for you. And what I'd like you to do right now is I want you to take your device, your cell phone, and I want you to join our Google Classroom. Okay, so your guys' code, your join code is FWUCMXD. So you can pause this video right now and just take a second, make sure that you have access to Google Classroom. This is going to be really important if you have to miss school, if I have to miss school for any sort of COVID-related reason. It's important that we have a way to connect both inside and outside of school. Okay, so we'll quickly just go through the units that we're going to be covering this year. Our first unit that we're starting today is all about the Beatitudes, and it's going to be a pretty quick unit. Essentially, you're going to learn the Beatitudes, and that's the unit. Okay, so Unit 1, Be With Me. Unit 2 is all about prayer. We're going to look at the 5 ways of prayer. And then specifically, we're going to look at specific traditional prayers within the Catholic Church. Unit 3 is titled Be Alive, where students will understand the sacredness of their own body in Christ's body, and you will look at different apologetics and examine how the intellect shapes faith. You will recognize that there is absolute truth, and you will look at how there are both moral and immoral ways to express emotion. Unit 4 is all about obedience and generosity. Unit 5 is about forgiveness. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the importance of reconciliation and forgiveness. Unit 6 is all about justice. Okay, so we will examine how compassion leads to peace. And then finally, we end off with love. Unit 7, Be Loving. Students will analyze the question, what is love, and understand why chastity is a Christian virtue. This is a little note for your parents, okay? So our Catholic faith emphasizes the role of parents as the primary educators of their children. In this light, I would like to invite parents to review the topics that will be discussed in this class, and I encourage you to contact me if any concerns or comments arise. Okay, so if your parents have a concern about something that we're talking about in one of these units, that is their right to be concerned, and they can chat with me and we can have a discussion about it, okay? Don't worry about the resources yet. I'll be with you when we go get those. What you need to bring to class, though, obviously you need a binder. There are going to be handouts. This is not an academic core course, but there are still assignments and notes to be taken. There are still exams that you have to write, so just be prepared for that. So bring your pens, bring your pencils, bring your highlighters, bring paper, just make sure you're organized. The way that you guys are graded in this class. So everything we do in class essentially can be graded, and the majority of what you're graded on in religion is what is done in class. Okay, so there's not going to be homework for Religion 9. That means, though, that I'm looking at your participation in class, the quality of work that you put into projects, assignments, and then, of course, there are unit exams that you do have to write. So for every single unit, you will be writing an exam that shows me whether or not you're paying attention. And this is not a hard course, okay? It is religion. So if you're paying attention and taking your notes during class, there's no reason why you shouldn't have an excellent grade in this course, okay? Units 1 to 6 together are all worth 10% of your total grade. Unit 7 is worth more than all of the other units combined. Okay, so Unit 7 is worth 15% of your grade. And you'll understand why later on. I'll explain the grade distribution to you. But essentially, your coursework is the bulk of your grade, weighs 75% of your final mark. You do have a final exam, okay? Your final exam is weighted at 15%. And then you do have a big sort of year-long project that goes on during religion, and that is your Catholic formation experience, which looks a lot different this year because you can't go out and volunteer with COVID going on. So I will explain that when I'm back as well, what it's going to look like, how we're going to do it. We're going to do it in class essentially together, okay? So even that is easier this year. There's no reason for you to fall behind in your Catholic formation experience project either. Oh, and just point of interest, that's going to be a project that you do every year in this school. So grade 9, 10, 11, 12, religion, you have to take religion because this is a Catholic school. You will be doing your Catholic formation experience project every single year in religion. Okay, it's not just for grade 9s. My general expectations for this class, okay, are no different than my expectations for any other course that I teach. I'll start with phones. This year's a little different with COVID. I don't like the idea of you all racing to the phone hotels to grab your phone after class and all being together. So you can keep your phones on you, but I don't want to see them in inappropriate times. So when I'm teaching, when we are having a conversation, if we're doing a film study, there are quite a few films we're going to watch in this class. So if I see that your phone is at all a distraction to you at any point in time, I'll simply just take it and then put it in the phone hotel. Okay, so just be respectful and use common sense when it comes to your phone. Assignments, obviously your assignments have to be completed on time. If you are missing school, it is still your responsibility to stay on track and to get your assignments handed in. It's a little easier for us in religion because it's only every second day. Okay, so even if you miss a week, you'll at most only miss 3 classes, which is still significant because our courses are so long this year. Okay, we have 3 hours together, which means that we go through a lot every single class. So if you are missing for an extended period of time, you're missing a lot of content, you're missing a lot of time to work on projects and to do assignments. So it is your responsibility to make sure that you are keeping up. That means for you, go on Google Classroom and see what we're doing. See what you might be missing. If you are confused at Google Classroom or you don't seem to see what it is we're doing a certain day, then you can email me. Okay? Students in religion are expected to participate in class discussions and to approach the instructor, me, regarding concerns or any questions that you might have. Missing assignments, that's the same as any other course, okay, that I teach, any other course. If you're missing an assignment, I put a 0 in your grade book and I email your parents. And then you have 3 days to get it into me. Okay, and as soon as your parents have been notified, you've been notified, and we've made a time for you to get it into me, and you don't, then I can keep the 0 in your PowerSchool. So it's an incentive for you to really stay on track and not to miss anything. And like I said, it shouldn't be a problem in this course, okay, if you're coming to school. Academic dishonesty, obviously the same for every class. If you cheat, it's a suspension. Okay, if you plagiarize, that's a 2-day suspension in-school suspension. Don't do it. It's not worth it. And I always find it if someone plagiarizes. So just don't try it. You shouldn't have to plagiarize in religion anyways. Okay? And that is it for your syllabus. So the only last thing I want to show you is Google Classroom. You guys are grade 9s, so maybe this is a little bit new, although you have had an entire quarter here at ABJ, so you should be familiar with the format of Google Classroom. But just be sure that you are signed in, FWUCMXD, that is our code, and this is what your Google Classroom will look like, okay? That's my French course. Here we go. Religion 9. There we go. So anything that you need to know will be organized under classwork, okay? So as we start the course, I'm going to be uploading everything we do for each unit. So right now, today is your intro, so you can see that the syllabus is there for you, okay? It's pretty easy to navigate. If there's an assignment and you're not at class, I'll always have the assignment available on Google Classroom for you to hand in as well, okay? And that's it. That is it for the intro. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, you can always send me an email. And I will see you soon.